Hello.
Hi.
Is anyone there to join us today?
Hello. How are you?
Howdy, howdy. You should have your notification by now. I'm getting mine.
I got mine. Did you get your notification?
I got mine now. Hello, we've got a few people online already. Who is it? Pastor Obi. How are you? How are you, Pastor Obi? You're first today.
Who else?
Wow. Hello. Thank you, Pastor Obi. How are you? Hello, Ojo Kalumi. Good afternoon. I always say good evening because I'm used to the evening time. Good afternoon, everyone. Ufoma, good afternoon. Favor, Rhoda, good afternoon. As you're coming in, guys, you know what to do. You know how we do things here. Please share because we like to share our love, wisdom, knowledge with others. So this is a good time to start sharing. So when you're coming in, share as you come in. Thank you for doing so. Pastor Anu, how are you? I hope you're okay.
Oriomi, hello. Elizabeth Ali, Chinwe, nice to see you all.
Funke. Okay, skip that. Funke, good afternoon. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Jane, Paul, how are you? Maya, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Mejule, how are you today?
Good. Ernest Ebon, nice to see you as well. Good afternoon.
Good.
Well, so we are...
Bamishaye Victor, hello, President. How are you? Eric, good afternoon. Uriyomi, good afternoon. Sam,
Pastor Sam is here.
Oh, it's Pastor Sam. Excuse me, Pastor Sam. Emma, good afternoon. Nkechi, good afternoon. So thank you guys. As you're coming in, please share with others. So you can share by sharing publicly on your page and also inviting your friends. So invite a few friends at least so that they can join you today. Come on, Kate.
And we will have a special Saturday summit today. Shall we tell?
I'm excited.
And what is special about this summit?
This summit is special because we can hear you by you calling us. Yay! What it is that you can call us for this summit to have this review. It's not just going to be us talking. You guys can also call us and talk. Give us your opinion. Give us your own comment, live and direct. What do you think, guys? I'm excited.
It's something new. We brought innovation. It's like on radio, you can call and you can join discussion, and we're going to discuss the topic that Pastor Sunday was telling us last time, which is your self-worth. Your self-confidence comes from knowing your self-worth. So what do you think about this? Do you know? Do you want to know how to call us and how to participate?
Yeah.
But I asked this, they didn't say yes.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, hello, Big Mommy. Mwah. Good afternoon. I've seen you, so I cannot help myself but to do that. But anyway, guys, this is going to be great. But before we go further, I'm thinking you're wondering, where is Dr. Sunday? Who are these girls? This is Saturday Summit with Dr. Sunday. Where is he? Where is he? I'll tell you where he is. Or I'll let Kate tell you where he is. So, Kate, go.
Okay, I'm going to be the one who's sharing all the secrets. So, Pastor Sunday, he's in court now, and as he said before, that if he won't be able to do this live broadcast on Saturday, then we will be able to review to do review with Mayowa. So this is what we are doing. But we decided that we're not going to be only once, but you will join us too. So we bring this innovation and you will be able to call. Now, how to call? Every one of you, most of you, you have Mayowa in friends. this is enough. You know, if you have Mayowa and friends, this is enough. What you will need to do is dial on Facebook. Dial Mayowa, is it correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you will have to dial Mayowa on Facebook, and she will reply to you, and we will hear your voice. And you can ask your questions, or you can comment anything that you want. And what we're going to do through those points that Pastor were given. And we will share our impressions about this. We will share maybe some life stories or examples or anything that will help us illustrate what Pastor was talking about. And it will help us to learn it better, to apply this. Because I think you will agree that self-confidence is so important in our lives that we really, really need to build it in ourselves. So let's do it together. We have 2 hours ahead.
Yes, we're going to do this together, and it's the first. So that's why I'm excited. I'm doing it with Kate. And I was laughing when Kate was talking because I was reading some of the comments. And Chinwe said that, Mayowa, you're talking like your godfather. And I know why, because I was doing this. Yeah. Who does that? That's Dr. Sunday's impression. So, Chinwe, you were the one making me laugh. So, Kate, I'm sorry if I was interrupting with my laughter.
I didn't understand anything, but
yeah, I was reading some of the comments, so that's why I was laughing. So, guys, you heard what Kate has said. This is the first on DSA page. So, what we're doing, again, is you can join us in this review. This topic is so important, and because Dr. Sunday is watching us, since he's in church, he's in court, so we are going to ask you to please join us and have this discussion. So it's not just us, you're not just a listener, but you're also giving your own comment that other people will be able to hear you. And you know who I am on Facebook is Mayowa Adelaja. So if you're already my friend, you just need to go to your messenger and click on call. If you're not my friend yet, I know I have quite a lot, I've almost exceeded my limitation, but if you want to talk to us right now, then contact me, you know, so I can accept you. I got my phone right here, okay? So you can call us. But we will start with
contest. We're going to start with the contest. It's a brilliant opportunity for everyone who loves Pastor Sunday and whose life has been changed with what Pastor Sunday is teaching. So now what we can do, we can really show our gratitude by doing very interesting things, which are 8 points. And you can choose one nomination to participate, and you will win one of 5 prizes that we have. Which prizes do we have?
Okay, number 1, we have Pastor Sunday's books. You know he's written a lot of books. And you know, these books are just more than books. They are life-changing books. They are books that can help you to practicalize his teaching in black and white. You can refer to them back over and over so that you know what to do. So you can win his books. We don't know how many yet, but it's not 1. It's obviously going to be more than 1. So you can win all his books, or you can win some of his books. We will decide as we go. Then, secondly, you can have a Skype talk with Pastor Sunday. Yay.
You had a Skype talk with Pastor Sunday once, one time long ago.
Yes.
How did it influence you?
Okay, let me tell you, my first Skype talk with Dr. Sunday was like, wow. You know, he called me because I said I was going to help to edit a book. And then I got a book sent through before the session ended. And after that, shortly after, he said, can you send me your Skype details? I did that. He booked an appointment with me and he called. And when he called, what was I doing? A project manager that I was, he's like, hello, sir, how are you? It's good to talk to you. How are you doing? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just do this. And
you went just directly into
the business. So I just went directly into it. And it was like, do you really want to do this like this? Let us get to know each other now. You know, let's get to know you. I want to know about you. Do you mind telling me about yourself? And I was like, what? You want to know about me? Guess what? We didn't even end up talking about the book. We spent like 40 minutes.
How did it influence you?
Oh my God. That totally changed my point of view, my mindset.
Are you saying that one Skype call?
Yes.
Change your mindset.
Yes.
One Skype, how long it was?
This was last year, sometimes in May.
And how long was the call?
The call was almost an hour or even over an hour. I'm
and
not
it
sure.
Changed your life?
Yes.
Like mindset? Wow.
It just changed everything for me.
This is what expects you if you win.
It was so amazing. It was laughing with me. We were talking. I told him everything. Like, you know, I was just like this, that. I was just so free. I was just talking to him. I finished talking. I was like, what happened to me there? And since then, it's like great friendship, great relationship. It was just been amazing. So this competition and this prize will change your life. I'm now living in Ukraine. I was a project manager in London, and now I am in Ukraine working with Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
But be careful, maybe after the call with Pastor Sunday on Skype, you will end up being in Ukraine.
Yes, I did the editing. I did whatever I needed to do, and it was just amazing. And this relationship has been a blessed one. And so, if you win this, I can assure you, your life will not be the same again. I can assure you of that. Secondly, the third gift is Pastor Sunday's personal visitor to Ukraine.
Wow,
Yay.
it's like Skype call, but it's like
here
in real life.
Yeah.
Wow. So this also can change your life. Another one is having lunch with Pastor Sunday.
Yes.
And then
the final one,
a personal question time, 1 hour, which means that you can ask any questions, and as we already discussed many times, that questions, they define all your future, everything that you have in life.
yes.
So these are the prizes. What do you have to do for this?
Okay.
So
what do you have to do? We have 8 categories. So we can meet everybody's needs. It doesn't matter who you are, you know there'll be something in these categories that will fit your skills or your likeness or anything. It would be a competition that you could enter. So how do we start? Let's start with the first one. Best doers.
It's 7 best doers. So 7 people will be identified to be best doers. So people who are practicing and they are doing everything that Pastor Sunday teaches. 7 best doers are people who accomplished the most projects. First call. We have first call.
Gregory!
You have to wait until we finish. Please stay online.
Gregory, stay online, please. I would accept this call. I've accepted the call, so just stay online, okay? Because we're finishing our message. Okay?
We will finish the message and...
Oh,
no problem.
Don't worry about that. You're calling me.
So next is so the first is 7 best doers, people who accomplish the most projects after teachings of Pastor Sunday. Number 2, most grateful performers, but gratefulness is according to the scale of Pastor Sunday's gratitude scale, which is 11 levels. And if you want to know those levels, you just need to go to notes in Dr. Sunday Adelaja page on Facebook and check on those levels. And then
and they're also here.
They are also here. Then 6 most zealous book readers. Are you a zealous book reader? You can show this by providing notes on the books that you read, or by providing reviews to those books that you read. Both of these types of notes or reviews, types of writing, can be put on Word documentation and provided to us as a proof that you are going to be a winner. Then, number 4.
Number 4, best followers of Dr. Sunday's or best student of Dr. Sunday. So, people who listen to the largest amount of Pastor Sunday's teaching and can prove it by providing notes made on each recording. This is a fantastic one, because if you're here already and you're a regular follower that gets the notification and join us, then you will probably be qualified for this. Enter for this one. So whatever notes that you've written or whatever categories you prefer, enter. For this one, just go into a series that you really like, listen to it again, write down notes and send it to us. You never know, you could be a winner.
You can go back to the notes that you were doing, organize them and send them to us, and you participate like this.
YouTube is a friend. YouTube is your friend. Go to Sunday Adelaja official. Then you will find the series that you like. Just write about that series and send it to us. And you could win one of the 5 prizes.
Okay, and then number 5. Number 5 is the 6 greatest DSA promoters, which means that people who succeeded in sharing the content of Dr. Sunday Adelaja page, preferably videos. So if you are sharing those videos, it is recorded in your Facebook log. And the only thing we want to see is this Facebook log when 25th of May will approach. You have to send us this Facebook log and you will participate in this nomination. Just share, and then send us your Facebook log. To know how to do it, how to send Facebook log, just write to vip@goodembassy.org and say that you are participating in exactly this nomination, and we will send you instructions on how to provide a Facebook log. This is only one thing that's needed from you.
Look at that. Kate is so helpful. She's even going to help you on how to select your Facebook log and send it to us. Isn't that great? She could have just said ask Google, you know, but she's going to help with that. So
number 6.
Number 6 is the 7 best creator of 5-minute videos with lessons from DSA teaching. You know, all these are related. You know, if you can just create a video, first you're writing notes, but this one is sitting down and do a video, 5 minutes, to say, this is Dr. Sunday's teaching on this area, and this is what I've learned, this is what the content is, these are the values in it. If you can do that, 5 minutes, send it to us, you will be entered into this category. And so there you go.
What you can do also, if you want, you can collect your friends and discuss with them.
Be innovative.
Be innovative. You can discuss, record it, and this will be also a review.
Yeah.
So you can send this to us. And then number 7 is best DSA video biography creators. You have a recording of previous live broadcasts where Pastor says about his biography in details. You also can have a lot of information about his biography in archives on YouTube channel, Dr. Sunday Adelaja or Pastor Sunday Adelaja Official, and you can find archives there. So you have a lot of information.
And a book.
And also you have a book on the Renwa, which is about Pastor Sunday's biography. So use these materials, be creative, and show us what you can do.
Voila. And number 8,
and
outstanding hashtag DSA Golden Jubilee promoter with the best congratulatory messages, with the best in any format. So you can have a video, you can have pictures showing how you're celebrating Dr. Sunday, you can have written words, any format that you prefer with the hashtag DSA Golden Jubilee. The best person that does that regularly, and secondly, the first person that have the best content. So this is twofold, regularly and best content. So go for it. This is a fantastic opportunity. There's so much to win, and I don't see why anybody cannot participate. Everybody can participate in this.
So, friends, now we are going to start to discuss the previous live broadcast, which was your self-confidence comes from knowing your worth. And the first statement that we are going to discuss is here in front of me. Do you want me to start? Thumbs up if you want me to start.
Thumbs up.
Are you ready?
Are you steady? Are you ready to go?
All right. So, the statement first is your calling can be affected by not knowing your self-worth. One more time, your calling can be affected by not knowing your self-worth. What do you think about this? We will ask first Mayola, and then we have someone waiting online on the phone who is going to help us. So what do you think about this, Mayola?
Gregory is an early starter, so he's already on the phone for almost 7 minutes now. So I will tell you what I think. So your self-worth can affect
your calling. Can be affected by not knowing your self-worth.
So your calling can be affected by not knowing your self-worth. Absolutely. You guys, if you've listened to me at all during the time that I've done any joined Dr. Sunday in any broadcast, you would know that I am a very keen person on understanding purpose and understanding who you are.
calling
as well. So your calling to me is your purpose, what you're supposed to do. So if you don't know who you are, you don't know who the person you are inside, then obviously you're not going to know what you're good at and what God's calling is for you, what your purpose is on this earth. So this statement,
it's connected. You have to know your self-worth in order to even find your calling.
Yes, absolutely. You have to know who you are first. You have to know who you are, and then you have to know what your worth is, or what your worth are. So absolutely, this statement for me is related to everything. I even think this statement about knowing who you are also is related to every aspect of your life, your behavior, your character, your relationship with other people, how you, if somebody says something to you, how you accept or reject that, wealth creation that you make. I even think, I have said this, that is even related to war and peace. Because if you know who you are, you know where you're going, then also, you know, you'll be at peace with yourself. You wouldn't be so angry. When I find out who I am, I don't get angry.
So do you say that knowing your self-worth is also knowing who you are?
Yes.
Wow.
Because if you know who you are, you would definitely know your worth. You will know your worth, you will know your value, and that will be your focus. What anybody says or what everybody is doing will not really affect you as much. You're human, but it will not affect you. So knowing who you are means definitely you will know your calling, because you will know what you're good at. You will know what you can do and what you cannot do. So it's just as simple for me.
That is interesting. What is Gregory thinking about this statement? Let me repeat. Can Gregory hear us?
Gregory called us, even though we haven't said you can start making calls now, but I actually like his enthusiasm.
He was an upstart.
Yes, he's an upstarter. Do you guys remember what an upstart is? Yes, I think you do, because Gregory has just demonstrated that now. So, Gregory, are you still there? Hello?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes, he is here. So I'm going to increase it, guys. I hope you can hear, those of you that are watching us and listening. I'm going to increase this so that you can hear what Gregory is saying.
Hello,
so let's hear it, Gregory.
Let me repeat. So we are asking you to give your feedback or to give your point of view regarding the statement of Pastor Sunday, which is your calling can be affected by not knowing your self-worth. What do you think about this?
Hold on, Gregory. Before you answer that, I'm just going to play Dr. Sunday here. Gregory, tell us where you're calling from and who you are. How long you've been listening to Dr. Sunday? I think that would be nice. Don't listen, just jump into it. That was me before, okay?
Yes, you're innovative.
Okay, where are you calling from, Gregory?
I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Wow! Okay.
How long are you
listening to Pastor Sunday for about a year now.
Can you hear?
Can the people listening to us hear?
Hello?
Oh, they can hear it. Okay, go ahead, Gregory. I will keep my mouth.
Okay, I've listened to Pastor Sunday for about a year now.
Wow.
On his daily broadcast.
Wow, nice.
And this have been turnaround for me and my ministry, definitely. So I like the topic Pastor Sunday was treating, like self-confident. You know, before I just used to feel like, okay, you are not too worthy to be among these people. You can't do this, you can't do that. But let me tell you, for the few times that Pastor Sunday have been talking to us about self-confidence, to be honest with you, my mentality has changed, and I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
So now you are more confident than you ever been before you heard Pastor Sunday's teaching.
Yes, definitely.
Gregory,
as I'm talking to you right now.
Yes.
As I'm talking to you right now, I've learned this confidence have helped me. As I'm talking to you, by end of this month now, I'm embarking on a mission trip to Rwanda.
Wow. So you became confident to do this because you listened to what Pastor said?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
So we can say then that your calling was affected is correct?
Yes.
So your calling was affected by knowing your self-worth now.
That's brilliant.
Definitely.
And we didn't even know that we didn't know, Gregory, that this first question is going to actually relate to you specifically. Because the example you're giving to us is actually clarifying knowing yourself and also knowing your calling. So from what you're saying, your calling is this mission, but you had that confidence to embark on it because you started listening to Dr. Sunday and this series about self-confidence. Am I correct?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, definitely.
Go on, go on.
Go on, tell us more.
And definitely again, the way I think ministry goes is another way. But thank God for Pastor Sunday, he has opened my mind to the ministry that is not just caged in one place. And I believe that being a minister doesn't mean that I have to be caged in one place and this is what I want to do. Because Pastor Sunday has diverse way of ministry, which I'm embarking on too.
So now, when you have a understanding of your self-worth, do you see more opportunities?
Yes, definitely. I see more opportunity. Like yesterday, I was receiving an email that regarding me that immediately I got to Rwanda, we are going to start a teenage empowerment program.
Wow, so
I've not gotten it before.
So it means that you started to do some steps and you got such a fast feedback.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
So you see, friends, it means that when you know your self-worth, you will start actioning, you will start doing something, and this will bring you to people responding to you.
Yes.
Well,
It also shows me that actually you're knowing your own. Go on. Should I speak or Gregory Woods?
When you know your self-worth, you will not just come out, but you will blow. The whole world will know you.
Wow.
what?
He said that if you know your self-worth, you will not just come out, but you will blow and the whole world will know you. So this
Because
to
you
me,
cannot keep it inside.
yes, and this to me also is that knowing your self-worth would open doors for you. It would open the right doors because you know who you are, you're taking the steps in the right direction, so things will just start happening and falling into place. But if you don't know who you are and you're not taking the steps in the right direction, then those things will not happen. You never know what's going on, and you feel like, oh, this is difficult, life is difficult, spiritual problem, blah, blah, blah. Don't let us go into that. But basically, Gregory, you've been the king of the call right now. Is there going to be any other kings or queen that is going to come up and tell us their own story?
Yes. Thank you so much, Gregory, for sharing your story and sharing your experience.
That's brilliant. We hope to hear from you again, and also tell your friends, share this with other people so that they can be blessed.
I'll be sharing, I'll be inviting.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Gregory.
Okay, it was a nice discussion. We are going now into next point, which means that we are going to say what we think about this. We will bring our illustrations or examples, but we are waiting for your call to say what do you think about this, and maybe you also have some examples or illustrations from your life. So just call Mayova Olaya on her Facebook, and we will receive your call. You might need to wait till we will be able to put you on air, and you can say what you think about self-worth.
Yes.
Well, so the next point is, you too are qualified to be celebrated, accepted, and received.
Yes.
One more time. You too are qualified to be celebrated, accepted, and received. What Pastor means by you too?
Okay, I think the pastor is saying that as well as other people that are celebrated, that are received, that are accepted, and other things, that I think there are like 5 or 6 points, you as well equally are qualified to have the same or feel the same acceptance, feel the same, be celebrated.
Does it mean that we usually think that we are not in this level,
Category.
in this category. And
Yes.
so it means that you too, it means that you are basically in this category.
Yes. I think Pastor even went as far as is once you're born, once you're alive, you qualify for this automatically, regardless of what people think.
So you don't have to do something for this.
Yeah, I think you don't have to. From what Pastor is saying, you don't have to, right? But I think we need to discuss this because this is important.
Yeah, I think Pastor was saying that you don't, basically you already pre-designed with self-worth just because you have been designed by God.
Yes.
Because of the author. It's like about clothes. If I wear clothes from Gianni Versace, it's worth of thousands of dollars just because of the name of Gianni Versace. And if I am made by God, if I'm made by God, just the name of God designing me, it already means that I'm worthy.
Yes, I really like Kate's illustration that buying a designer clothes, just because it's that designer name, which is God, your creator, is your designer, that clothes is that designer's name clothes. He designed it, she designed it. Nothing would take that away from that person. So in terms of you being celebrated, you being received, you've already got that. That was already in you. You know, you are worthy of all those things. But
so it doesn't mean, it doesn't matter if people receive us or they do not, or they accept us or not. It doesn't matter. We already done. We are already designed by the best designer in the world.
Yes.
Evan is asking if there is a Skype. Evan, you have to call Mayowa Olaya. And on Facebook, not on Skype, Facebook. And this is how you can participate in this discussion with us.
Can you guys hear us? I heard somebody saying they can't hear us. Olamide, can you put your volume up, please? Maybe that would help. And if that doesn't help, let us know. And is anyone, Olamide, I don't know where you're from.
Olamide, need to refresh, please.
And also maybe refresh your computer. But I'm going to try and amend improve this volume here, so that you can also hear us if you're not. So just bear with us. So keep talking.
We are discussing on the point, you too are qualified to be celebrated, received. And what I think is that it doesn't matter if someone accepts you, someone celebrates you or not, you already have been designed by the best designer. You know, so everyone has his point of view. So people can say that the clothes from Gianni Versace is not that beautiful. They can say, I don't like it. But who cares? It's created by Gianni Versace. Yeah, and that's why people are paying thousands of dollars for this. So if someone doesn't like you and doesn't accept you, excuse me to say, the only thing that is that we should care is that who designed you. So what do you think about this? Call right now. You can call on Facebook to Mayowa Olaya, and you will be able to say, what do you think about this? I'm
Chinwe called. Hello, Miss Chinwe. Mrs. How are you?
Can you speak louder?
I'm good. I'm loving the dance.
Oh, thank you very much.
We cannot hear.
We can't hear you. No, it's very low.
Can you put it on?
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's better now.
Is it better?
Yay!
Yes. So Chinwe is on the line, and she's going to share with us what she thinks about you two are qualified to be celebrated, accepted, and received.
Where is Chinwe calling from?
Yes, I'm sorry, Chinwe, but we need first to know where you're calling from.
My name is Chinwe Ananabam.
Wow.
And I'm calling from London.
Woo! London!
You know me already. I'm DSA's little star.
Yes. Yes, you are.
And I'm just calling in because the topic of discussion now is one that I value so much.
Oh.
The reason being, I see that everybody in life is as valuable as any other person. We are attracted to so many people for so many different reasons. Some people might not just like you because of the way you present yourself. Either they are jealous or they're not happy or they can't be like you. But it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you are valuable and you need to be celebrated. So for me, it's a very good topic. I like to celebrate people. And even if you don't celebrate me, I celebrate myself.
We celebrate you, Chinwe. We absolutely do.
But you think that you need to celebrate yourself. Can you speak more about this? What do you mean by celebrating yourself?
Okay. When I mean celebrating myself, okay, there are things I've actually observed in life. There are things I do, and the way I do them, it makes me happy, okay? It makes me feel good. And I say to myself, this is something that God has imbibed in me. This is me. This is who I am. And no other person, not even my children, husband, or anybody can stop that. So whenever I'm doing whatever I like to do, because it's in me, I celebrate myself. I feel happy. It makes me feel good.
Did you say not even children, not even your husband, not anyone can stop you in this?
No, they cannot stop me.
Do you think?
I love her.
So, Chinwe, do you think that there are many women who are stopped by their children or husband because they are not celebrated? Do you think it's the case? There are many women like this that are stopped actually.
Yes, there are people who don't celebrate themselves because they feel either their husband will say this or do this, or families or friends, people will say this and say that. You know, they are actually crossed or engrossed in what people will say. So for me, I really don't care to some extent.
Wow.
I don't care.
I love her.
The reason
I
I
love
say
her,
I
Kate.
don't care is because they didn't create me. I didn't make myself.
They didn't create me.
You know,
Chinwe said
it is
they didn't
God
create me.
created me.
Wow.
So what I need to do for myself is to do the best I can to make sure I train myself enough not to really offend people. I'm not doing anything to offend anybody, but I will have to be who I am. You understand? I try to be aware of people around me and how they will feel about certain things, but not going off my way to please them. No, I don't do that, and I wouldn't want to do that. As long as I know that what I'm doing is in line with, well, the word of God. I would say the word of God. I have to be happy. I have to be happy. So I like to celebrate.
So it means that you don't rely on what people say on what people say. You rely on knowing. You rely on knowing who created you, who is your creator. Is it right?
Yes.
So it doesn't mean if we will help. Yes.
You know, let me tell you this. I have to make this confession. Growing up, right, there were a lot of things that people did around me that I didn't like. Okay, I didn't like them because I felt it wasn't right at all. Now, based on those things, I said to myself, no, I'm going to change certain things in my life. So I made a conscious decision at the time to do things differently. Okay, especially within the family. But I grew up like that, and everybody knows me. Friends, family, they know Chinwe, that's who she is. So you really can't say anything against me that is not right, and people who know me won't say, no, that's not her. I am very outspoken, but I'm very careful not to offend people. I'm conscious of what I say to people, but I will tell them the truth, and that's who I am. I'm just open enough. So this is one thing for me. I celebrate myself. Okay, I celebrate myself for that.
I'm loving you, Chinwe. I'm loving you right now, just hearing what you're saying. First of all, as a woman, but please, guys, it's not just women that should love themselves and know their self-worth. Men also need to. But I'm saying this particularly as a woman because our love and self-worth is always attached to things like children and like husbands. So that's why I'm saying this. I'm not discriminating. But there's so much that Chinwe has said, excuse me, Kate is here next to me, but really the key for me. Key is that not only is she celebrating herself, but she also celebrates others. She also mentioned that she developed herself, the areas that she developed herself
so
in.
it just doesn't come like this.
Yes.
You have to develop this.
Yourself.
Okay.
So that's key. You have to develop yourself. When you already is a prerequisite, you should be celebrated. But to further that, you also have to develop yourself. She mentioned that she does things according to the words of God. That's what she does. She does things, she treats people well. She mentioned that because most of the time we want people to treat us well, but we don't treat other people well. So that's a contradiction. You cannot not treat people well and expect them to treat you well. But she's so confident in her self-worth that she treats people well anyway, and she knows that she deserves to be treated well. And if people don't treat her well, you know, she even mentioned, she didn't say people out there, she mentioned her children. Look at her audacity, look at her boldness, her children, her husband. She doesn't care if they don't see her self-worth. She knows who she is, she knows her self-worth, and she's happy with who she is.
And I think this makes her also makes other people to appreciate her, to celebrate her, because she knows her self-worth.
Yes. If you know Chinwe, right, she's like a magnet. If you meet her, you just gravitate towards her. Now I understand why. It's because of this.
She has a
even if you just seeing her, you will gravitate towards her. She's warm, she's inviting, you know. So that quality she developed herself. She said she's developed this. Even people in her family from a very young age, they think she'll stand up for what she doesn't like, and she will do what she needs to do, what is right. Isn't that amazing? I think we can learn from Chinwe. Chinwe, you can teach us, you can teach other people this, and I'm challenging you. You need to get online and start teaching people. That's a challenge, you know, because it's not easy to say all these things as a mother and also as a wife. So
there are many
help
people are
other
suffering.
women.
Many people are suffering because they are waiting for another people to appreciate them, and other people to receive them, and they're doing everything for this, but they can just know their self-worth. And you know, maybe from people that I know, I meet people like you very rarely. I meet very rarely people who know their self-worth, and they don't depend on what other people will say. So if just because you have it, you think that everyone has it, but it's not like this. Many people are struggling because they don't know their self-worth.
So you're saying she can help people?
For sure.
Did you hear that, Chinwe?
I agree with everything you said, okay? Yeah. And honestly, I think I'm doing my best. Maybe it's not very obvious, but people around me, I kind of get close to them, try and understand them, because we all have shortcomings, okay? We all have shortcomings, but it's your ability to understand where you're not really doing very well and try to develop it. I get close to people, and for those who wants to listen, you know, I try to help them.
So you influence them. Okay.
Okay, I accept that, because I know a lot of people go to her, they listen. Your children are wonderful, so I know that you're helping other people in your own way. It doesn't always have to be on the video, but I'm just saying.
We're just trying to challenge you.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Mayo. I know you want me to come on the video. I'm not coming.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for accepting my call.
No problem. Thank you.
We were really blessed, and I think you were blessed as well. And it was an example for you how to call us and say, what do you think about? So our next topic is statement of Pastor Sunday is, if you know confidence, if you know your self-worth, you have basis for your self-confidence.
We've got Queen Elizabeth on the line, but Queen Elizabeth, just listen to the question. I'm so excited to speak to you already, but just wait.
Nice to hear from you, Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth, I'm waving in the Queen's... Queen, you know, Queen.
Queens are
okay, Queens are not smiling like this. They're like,
Okay, so if you know your self-worth, you have basis for self-confidence. So what do I think? Let me share what I think about this.
Please.
Like, what does it mean basis? We are working on our self-confidence, I'm sure. We are always trying to improve it. We are doing our best, but we are building houses on the sand because we don't have basis. We are trying. What we do for our self-confidence, we try to prove other people that we are self-confident. We are worthy. We are trying to prove people that we are worthy of being accepted, of being received, of being celebrated. We are struggling with this from childhood. We are trying to prove everyone these things, and this is the reason people are fighting for their careers. This is the reason people are, some men are more focused on getting more money because they want to prove something. Some men are abusing their wives because they want to prove that they are worthy of respect. Yes. So they are trying to find different ways to prove people that they are worthy of respect, that they are worthy of being celebrated, and those ways sometimes are right, sometimes are wrong, but they do not bring us to the level of that we really want to get. And the reason is because if you always build on sand, your whole house will be falling apart all the time, so you will never stop building. So you need bases. And the basis is very simple. Did you ever think about this, that there is basis for having self-esteem on the right level, adequate self-esteem? And the basis is just knowing. You just need to know. Know what?
Know
what?
Knowing yourself. Your self-worth.
You just need to know. You don't need to win this. You need to know this.
Your self-worth.
Knowing your self-worth.
You know, I always love your analogy. What you give as example, they're so timely and so perfect.
You are celebrating me.
Yeah, I always love her analogy. You know, the one with this building basis, you know, it comes to mind easily. Number one, you already have the land. The land is you, which God created. So that's you. Right? So you're worthy. That's the one that we read out to you, saying that celebrated, accepted, and received. You've already got that land. And basis is like your foundation. Your foundation is you knowing that you have already the land that is worthy. So when you know that you're the land that is worthy to be built on, then you can build on that. And how do you build an even stronger basis that is not a sand? So you build on yourself, on what is unique about you, what is special about you. Know that those things are you. Those things makes you special. Those things makes you worthy. So you continue to build, and you build a strong basis. But regardless of what you think about yourself, you are worthy. And I love Miss Katia's explanation of building on sand. You are worthy already. You're the land.
You know, when you said about the proper land, or you said about like your worthy land already to build on it, I didn't think from this perspective. And now what I think is that, like, this is now your illustration. What I think is, like, we try to build on the solid ground, which is rock. So it means that knowing your self-worth is like being a rock on which you can build. Like, you are already strong. You are already like
That's what God has already created.
He have given us everything to be worthy.
Yeah.
Wow. So what Elizabeth is thinking
Queen
about?
Elizabeth, your Royal Highness, we're going to repeat to you.
Where she's from?
Yes, Your Royal Highness, Kate is going to repeat to you. I'm speaking English now. I'm speaking English.
Okay.
So Kate is going to repeat what the statement is, and we would like you, Your Royal Highness, so please tell us where you're calling from, and tell us how long you've been listening to Dr. Sunday. That would be really good, Your Royal Highness.
Okay. All right.
So Kate,
Okay, so the question is, the statement on which we want your comment, to hear your comment is, if you know your self-worth, you have basis of self-confidence.
Yes, Your Royal Highness.
Okay. Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth Ali, as everyone knows, and I live in London.
Yay.
And I've been listening to Pastor Sunday since last year, July 25th to be exact.
25th, you even know.
Of July.
Wow, you even know the date.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a queen,
and
man.
We were talking about, he was on prayer series then, so I have a kind of like, I remember quite a lot. But for the question, when we talk about self-confidence and self-esteem, self-worth, basically everything self, this is just like a classical, this is like my life basically, because
I didn't have that basis of knowing my self-worth. I didn't know it. And one thing I realized was the fact that the way I grew up, and I grew up in a place whereby you've already been told what you're worth. You've been told who you are and everything. So I didn't get to have that, that truth about who I really am, which is the basis of my self-worth. If I know who I am, then I know that, okay, because this is who I am, this is my self-worth, I don't get to see myself based on what somebody else is saying. So even before Pastor Sunday get to this topic, because when I met him, I was in a very bad place, and he said to me I should go and listen to all like 200 of his messages, which I faithfully did. Yeah. And it started changing me. And I got to realize that really our foundation is another basis we consider. For example, if a lady grows up and she's been told that all you can do is, all your worth is somebody else's wife, you get married and and have children, and have a job, and that's all. So the woman just automatically puts herself in that position that, oh my God, this is all I am. I can't be more than that. My worth is just around that. And another thing is this.
But
if a woman
Elizabeth,
goes into that place that
Elizabeth, can I ask you, so does it mean that when even though you are told that this is your place, you are told, you still feel like your worth is more?
Yes. And I think that's the important question.
But the thing is, you will have that sense a little bit, but not so much, especially when you've been clouded with so many things. You've been told like all manner of things about who you are. You wouldn't really feel it. But when I met Pastor Sunday, here is one truth he told me, which I would expatiate by the grace of God when I start my broadcast very, very soon.
Woo! Woo!
He said to me that
you're starting your broadcast. That's what's making us
more like.
Go on, please.
Yeah, I'm starting by the.
That's why we're excited. That's why we're saying hoo. Brilliant.
And everything about what Pastor Sunday has taught me, and this is one thing he said to me. He said, "Listen, woman, you can actually you are more than whatever it is that you're seeing right now, because you're just seeing yourself that, oh, you're just a single mom and you cannot go past this place, and that's your worth. People have defined you. That's just your place. You've been put in that place." But Pastor Sunday said to me, you can actually be more, even much more than you've even think about. And it was when I started listening to his messages, I got to realize that, oh my God, this is not the real me. This is not me at all. Because whatever I've been using as my basis to say, oh, because my mom said this, my dad said this, or this person said this, okay, we've packaged you, this is who you are.
So your basis to a lot. So your basis, Ali, it was what other people said about your role. Actually, they were saying your role, and you thought that this was your basis, and you were building life on this.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, I was building life on. Yeah.
On what they said, Queen Elizabeth, I think you've said so much things that we really need to consider one by one. Number one is that that basis that was delivered to us from our background or from our parents, because this one, or culture or environment, I'm thinking that there's a reason why God said that there's an age of accountability, and we need to take that responsibility now. But if we don't know what we don't know, then we don't know how to do it. But for anybody that's listening, that foundation, any foundation, you can uproot it If you're building, let's go with the analogy of the building or building a land. You're the land that God has created.
Yes.
But if the foundation on that land is not good, you can break it all down. Break it down and build the you that you're supposed to be. And the other thing that is really key for me that you said was that even though they delivered all those things to you, your bases deliver all those things to you, and you believed that that's what you should be, there was something in you. That thing is what God created that was telling you that this is not right, this is not life, this is not satisfactory. And that's so amazing.
I'm so surprised that although most of us, we spent like 10 years in churches and we never knew that our self-worth, we didn't know our self-worth.
They even make it worse.
We were close to God. We were close to God. We were in His house, but
we're not close to God by being in His house.
No. Yes, this is what I said. Like we were just like close, but not even knowing.
Yes, it's like this foundation. You know where you can get the right materials for. Now you know where you can get the right materials to build a solid foundation. And that's the thing as well. We need to get that right material to build new bases. So stop saying that this house is being built. Everybody, I'm just saying out there, that this house is being built. This is the foundation for it. Now you have what you need inside of you. Knowing that God created you to be worthy, to be celebrated, to be accepted, to be received. That knowing is your currency for you to go and buy the right tools, which is understanding, developing yourself, creating, designing the person that you want to be, understanding who you are, what is good about you, and uprooting all those things that you said has happened, and all those things that happens to people in church, in our homes, with our parents, not because they're not doing this deliberately. That's one thing we also need to understand, because they don't know.
What Pastor also said, he said that our self-confidence is built also first on a reference point, which was one live broadcast before, and then knowing self-worth. So what our parents, our churches, our people around, our culture, environment said to us, what we was building on, it was a reference point. It was where we was referring to previously. But the self-confidence is built on 2 points that we know now. Maybe there are more, but 2 points is, first is first is reference point, and then knowing your self-worth. So everyone is built by being raised up by someone. We were raised up by someone who was telling who we are. Those people might not be able to know even who they were. Or by themselves. So but we, what Mayova said, as I understand, we can turn it by adding knowledge about our self-worth. We can turn it into solid foundation for building our self-confidence.
Yes, so with that basis that you grew up with, and many of us grew up with, including myself, is faulty because they don't know. It's like the faulty ones teaching the faulty ones. So what we need to do at the age of accountability is that we uproot those wrong foundation, and we get the material which is built in us already to build the solid one that we must have.
I want to ask Elizabeth one more thing, is that what has changed in your life since you found out that you are worthy?
Wow, a lot. But a lot of things has happened. A lot has happened. Well, the first thing that I was able to do by the grace of God was to identify some of the key things that I was holding on to. It was more like, what is the mirror that I'm using to see myself? I had to identify those things, and I was able to remove them and take them on the side. So for example, I have this image, or I have this thing that, okay, I grew up without my father, and that has affected me. And those, I call them, you know, the daddyless symptoms. I had to identify those things, and then I had to get rid of them so that I could be able to step into that position where I will see myself the way God sees me. So that is the first thing I've done. And then the second thing is I have been able to change my relationship with God has changed. I no longer see God as somebody that is just sitting down up there, that I need to sing 30-minute song and, you know, do some loud prayers to get to him. But I am able to, you know, I am able to come to him as a little child, as a little girl, and know and understand his ways. Yeah, and understand the Father.
And knowing
so I have
from
also
this.
Replaced.
Yes,
and I've also replaced the old reference point and I've brought a new reference point for me, which is removing that this thing that I had and bringing in God to step in for me. So a lot has happened to me, and it has changed my whole mindset. It has changed my belief as a woman. It has changed my, you know, value system. And it has also helped me to understand that, you know what, if you can find out who you are, if you can discover yourself, and like I said, for a woman to know, not just a woman, but for an individual to know that I am born in the image of God, like just knowing, just understanding that image, that word image alone, it's enough to boost your confidence to a level that you're like, oh my God, I
have
look like God.
Kate is getting goosebumps from what you're saying.
I have eyes like God. I can think like God. I can be just. It's
you
just
can
to
create
know,
like
you know,
God.
just know only that one truth.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do everything like God.
Elizabeth,
just knowing just this one thing.
Elizabeth, I have a question.
Thing.
You know, I have a lot of questions for you, but let me ask this one. I'm so interested in what you answer. What did you, after you had this shift?
Wait for the real you.
Yes, we wait for the real you. That's a program that is coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
well, ask your question. One more question,
so
Kate, because other people want to call in.
I exactly. Well, this is what I wanted to ask Elizabeth. How the people around were influenced by you? Because I know that when people they know their self-worth, all around people around are influenced by them. So I think I interrupted you when you wanted to say that you are starting to influence them through live broadcast, right? But
we will be starting.
But what about people that are from your family? What about people that are at your work or your neighbors? Did they notice change in you?
Definitely. And I will say this first of all, that for parents, if parents are listening to me today, you know, the first point of change was my son. My son was having lots of confidence issue in school. He doesn't talk, a lot of issues. And by the time I knew myself and I changed, it started rubbing on my son. And I realized that he's now becoming confident.
How old is your son?
He's now My son is just 4 years old.
Wow.
But
so it means that your perception of yourself was influencing your 4-year-old son?
100%.
Wow.
100%. Because our children they look at us as, you know, role models. So if they see mommy or they see daddy doesn't have, you know, doesn't have this confidence, doesn't see himself, doesn't value himself, because it's what you have that you're gonna give. I have this information about myself and I'm putting it in him, and I'm not only putting it in him, but I'm also teaching him. You know, when he gets to a place, I'm saying to him, listen, you're this, don't let people do this, don't let people do this, if they do this, don't do this. I'm now impacting, putting that message into him.
So
my son
his
was the first person that experienced that change.
What
his behavior has changed.
Wow.
Even
Wow.
Go on.
Yes, this is what I'm asking. His behavior changed, you said.
Yes,
Wow.
His behavior is changing. His behavior is changing. And also those in my workplace, because, you know, a lot of things it was easy for me to talk to people in my workplace, and I talk to them, and every time I meet people, I'm always talking to them, especially women. I'm always talking to them about, you know, finding yourself. You know, don't just put yourself in this position that, okay, this is all I'm worth. I'm just worth you know, somebody's missus, you know, I'm just worth,
Wow.
you know, this according to your children or that. You know, those are, for me, Pastor Sunday has helped me to know that these are just tools. You're married, you have money, you have fame, you have children. They are just tools to help you in your purpose. So even in my workplace, in my family, it has just changed the way I see the world, the way I relate to people. You know, it has changed everything.
That's brilliant.
So it means that you are supporting them, Elizabeth. You are supporting the first statement, which we said your calling can be affected by not knowing your self-worth, or by knowing your self-worth, right? So your calling can be affected by this. This is what you're saying.
Yes.
Exactly. Great. Thank you so much.
Elizabeth, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys on The Real You.
Oh, thank you. We will join you. We will join you for some of it. We
Real
will.
you. Wow.
We want to know the real us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
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 So friends, you got one more example how you can call and you can share your thoughts on what Pastor Sunday was teaching last time, and we are going to go to the next point. I'll just remind you that we are reviewing the topic, your self-confidence comes from knowing your self-worth. And the next point I'll go to point when you... So, you know what, let me share my thought. I just recorded my thought and about this, and let me share with you.
Hold on, caller. So we'll just wait until Kate,
So what I think is, when you don't know your self-worth, you will try to confirm to society or to culture. If you don't know your self-worth, you will try to confirm. You will be like trying to please everyone. You will never be happy, and you will lose yourself. This is what I think.
Okay.
When I was listening to this part of live broadcast, this is the thought that came to my mind, that you are losing yourself if you don't know your worth, your self-worth, because you are losing yourself in your family routine, in chasing the roles that everyone think you have to chase, but in building businesses or whatever, or building career, like you are chasing someone's goals just because you don't know your self-worth, because you want to prove something. This is like the idea that came into my mind.
That's a really good point. And I think, I believe Pastor mentioned that the other day, that when you celebrate others, you also have to celebrate yourself. If you don't celebrate yourself, then you would believe that you're not worthy, and that gives you low self-esteem. And if you only celebrate yourself and you don't celebrate others, then that makes you egoistic, and you don't, you're proud and you've got pride. But what Kate is talking about here is specifically that if you don't know yourself, then you would always try to please other people. You'd always try to do things to make other people happy. You would accept everything that everyone does or want to do to you. If they said you should go this way, you go that way. If they say go that way, you go that way.
You worry all the time. Like,
and you worry all the time, and you will never be happy being that way. You know, even though you're pleasing everybody, you're trying, but you wouldn't be happy. So first of all, you must know yourself. Even if you do things to make other people happy, but it's in knowing who you are. We're not saying that don't do things to make people happy, or don't try to please other people, but please them on the basis that you know exactly who you are, and you're doing those things for the right reasons, not for the reasons that, okay, I'm not worthy, or, you know, I just want them to like me, you know, so whatever they say that I would do. Like, you know, we know with the conversation that we had with Chinwe, she said when other people are doing things, she knows that it's wrong, she stands by herself. she doesn't do it, and everybody knows her for
confirm.
it. She doesn't conform to other people.
She doesn't lose herself.
She doesn't lose herself. She doesn't conform. She doesn't accept it.
Because she's in peace about her
who
position.
she is.
So here we come to the next statement.
Okay.
Next statement here is your self-confidence is to have peace that you know that you deserve. So self-confidence is to have peace that you know that you deserve respect.
Wow.
Self-confidence is to have peace that you know that you deserve respect.
Wow.
Respect, acceptance, and all these things.
So this is, you are resolute. You know, there's no doubt about it. You don't need confirmation from anybody. You don't need the acceptance, the accreditation of anybody that you have self-confidence, or you should be this way, because you already know. You already know.
So, and
either they say it or not, you have that peace. Either they say
peace,
it.
I think the peace is like keyword here. Having peace. It's like you are not worried. You are not anxious. You are having peace.
Maybe we should give an example of that.
Maybe Paul, he knows
Yes.
the example. So let me repeat the statement, and we will ask what Paul thinks about this. So we say,
hello, Paulie. Hello, Paul.
Let me read the statement, and then you can introduce yourself and tell us how long do you follow Pastor, okay?
Okay.
We say this the following statement for discussion. Self-confidence is to have peace that you know you deserve to be respected.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, thank you. So, Rome.
Yeah, my name is Paul Eshupo Foriade, calling from Ibadan, Nigeria.
Wow! Hello, Nigeria.
Ibadan 2, Nigeria 2, London 2.
Yes. 2. Wow.
Okay.
All right. Well, I want to thank God for what you're doing and what Dr. Sunday Adelaja is doing.
Thank you.
When we were younger, I gave my life to Christ very young. 14 months, 9 months. 14 years, 9 months.
Wow.
So, and we have been hearing about Pastor Sunday, a young minister in Ukraine.
Wow.
So most of us are challenged. I never know him. I never know anything about him. And but I know there is a man who has a passion, who has a vision, and is young like us. So we don't know, even at that time, we don't know whether we are, but we know that the person has been ahead and all that. So later, I was hearing the mighty things that this man of God is doing. So in 2009 precisely, on Facebook, I joined Facebook 2009 or so. So I saw him, and I said, let me add this man. And he replied back. That was November 22nd by 5:39 p.m.
Wow.
You remember even time.
These people, you guys are so deep. It's like, wow, remembering dates and time. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I had to search for it, really.
Wow.
So he replied that it's 5,000 filled up at that time. So he gave the website that was, the page that was removed. So he gave me the page. I joined the page. And I was hearing some comment. I said, is it you? And he replied, it's me. Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
Dr. Sunday for you.
So I was so glad. And in 2013, my father-in-law, Mike Bamiloye, visited Ukraine. So he mentioned his humility, his passion. I said, wow. If he can mention Pastor Sunday, then wow. I need to move closer to this man to know the exact thing. And by the time I saw the broadcast to me, let me be sincere with you and let me be open to everybody listening. The broadcast to me was a vision come true, because I've had a vision to start a drama film school online, apart from the one we do. So immediately it started, I was looking, let me see how this thing is being done. My phone cannot do it. I don't have a good phone. So immediately I got a phone. 3 months after I started.
Ooh.
I started 8 months now. I started September last year.
Brilliant.
So it was it clocked 8 months this month.
Wow.
And I said, wow. So this thing is possible. And one of the things I learned about this man of God is diligence. I'm a silent person. I watch, I rarely make comments. I listen with my wife, I listen with my son sometimes, and we make a lot of things. Knowing Pastor Sunday, let me be sincere, it's like fueling a fire.
Ooh.
For me. It's It's fueling the fire. I have a style. I have a similar style. I don't like anybody going in conventional way. I'm a drama minister. I'm a filmmaker. So I don't want to do things the way everybody's doing it. They are listening to me now. They can confirm that.
Yeah, so you're not confirming to what other people saying. You are self-confident.
I know. That's why I say when you have a peace. The word say when you have a peace,
yes,
you know what to deserve. I have a peace, not sensual peace, not peace from the colleague. Though at the beginning you need the acceptance of people. Am I doing the right thing? Am I to be in drama ministry? I can preach. I preach very well. I do evangelism very well. And I'm not a funny guy. I'm always a frowning military pattern person. So I was like, I didn't look for them because at the beginning I was like, okay, who am I? They said, yeah, more than Kiniko. I know them will just say something, but I just keep focused on something. Diligence. Another thing I'm learning from Pastor Sunday is large-heartedness. Wow. Because to really have that if you are living in Africa, even to call you right now, if anybody, average person to use internet in Africa, they would tell you to listen to Pastor Sunday for all the HMTs, except the one when I'm tired. I watch critically, I watch analytically, I watch very well. Wow. And I'm just like that.
So what you're saying about this statement that self-confidence is to have peace, that you know you deserve to be respected. It means what you said is that you have peace. You are not worrying about how people are looking at you.
I can't be worried, even if all of you are pastor. I'm a Christian filmmaker. Oh. I'm not a pastor. I'm a filmmaker. I'm going to interpret what you are preaching into message, into storytelling.
Oh.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
I'm a film director. I want to interpret what every man of God is preaching. True ministers, anyway.
So you know your difference. You know your self-worth, and
I'm a different maker. I'm a different maker.
Wow.
I'm
wow.
a different maker.
This is really interesting because from what Paul is saying is that knowing yourself as well is understanding that you're also different. And that's what makes him unique. It doesn't matter what other people are doing, even if there are 100 pastors or 100 eloquent speakers. He knows that he is different. He has that peace, that he is different. He is different. And what is different about him is he's a filmmaker. He's got his own ways of doing things. And he is happy with that way. He has peace with that way. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. He celebrates them, but he also knows that there's something in him to be celebrated. You know, that there's something in you. Oh, wow.
Exactly. In fact, somebody said something, I've forgotten whether it might be Moroda quote that has a quote. If you don't know who you are, somebody else will tell you who you are not.
Yeah, one more time.
If you don't know who you are, somebody else will tell you who you are not.
That's
who
true.
You are not.
Yes,
so
that's
if
true.
If you don't know who you are, somebody else will tell you who you are not.
And if
so
you don't know,
they will tell the opposite.
Yes.
And you will be living the life of someone else.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because I'm privileged to happen to grow in a church where you must know your purpose first.
Wow.
I'm privileged to grow among a lot of ministers who just want to know, go and pray. You know, at that time you gave your life to Christ. What is God sending you to do for the body of Christ? What is God sending you to do in the nation? What is God sending you to do? One of the things that attracted me, even to DSA family, is the humility.
Wow.
And the so vast. In fact, when I'm doing my things, I'm going to put this one there. I just want to give a tip of it.
Yeah.
Pastor Sunday is a living dictionary, a living Wikipedia, and
yes.
a living encyclopedia.
About this.
Absolutely. Well said, Paul. That's just brilliant. He is. He's a living, walking, breathing, all of those things. As we all know, we've learned this week and last week during this marathon broadcast, you know that it's all of those things. And anyone that haven't seen his broadcast or his teaching, you have your YouTube that you can go to, check him out. Sunday Adelaja Official. You have the blog, which is sundayadelajablog.com. And you're already on Facebook. Please check him out because, like Paula said, is a living, walking encyclopedia, a dictionary, all of the above. He is absolutely all of that. And you can be that too, not just him.
Yeah.
And that's the humility in it. He's not saying that, oh, I'm special. I was born with
This
special.
humility is like a piece of just knowing who you are. You don't have to be anxious about this, trying to prove someone, trying to explain to someone like who you are. You just have a piece and you know who you are. So why do you like shout about this? You just do what you are.
You just
called
do.
to
You just be you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry,
Pastors,
let me just make two sentences, a few minutes, something like that. We'll leave now.
Good.
One of the things I want to really put out is I want to appreciate the showroom cares because the kind of understanding, and when I see the mama, when I see the doctor, when I see Caroline Weiss.
The showroom, Carol Wise is Carol Wise. The showroom case.
Caroline Weiss.
Yes.
The line of the wisdom. You know, it's when I saw the kind of the attributes, I say, okay. When I see, okay, it's different from when you see people just preaching, teaching, and you're not seeing the life of people hearing it. I could see this in their lives. I could see changes. I could see putting a few sentences in a creative way to make it unique.
Wow.
so they are like an example of these changes.
Yes, they are living example. I know them. So I'm so happy about that. And another thing I will say is that as many people are listening to Pastor Sunday, if they listen very well, and they listen very well, the man of God is deep, and it's not something you listen 1 year. I've been with him now, watching or listening, like 2009.
You know, Paul.
I'm not an ardent.
Yeah.
I'm not an ardent. I'm not an ardent listener of God the late videos. I love watching the live videos.
You know, Paul,
So
I want you to ask, to help us to reply to one person who is online. He was writing us the question. He was writing, is Dr. Sunday Adelaja trustworthy? Can you reply this question? Because someone was
That's a
writing
good
this
one,
in
Kate.
comments.
You're so
I
smart.
can say it 100 million times. I can say it 100 million times. You know, the last HMT, when he showed what happened to him in Ukraine, make me to love the man of God the more. How
What-
many ministers of God can face that?
Can you
When somebody
remind
came
what
up-
he said, what he showed? Can you
Because I
remind?
don't think this person knows. You have to give the person examples.
It showed what happened when the television station was saying Sunday is fraud, Sunday is fraud, Sunday is
Oh,
fraud.
they threw a banana at him.
Do you get it? And I look at myself, I say, Paul, if you are walking in the right direction and everybody's saying you are false, what will you do? Will you continue or you go turn to them to answer them? I won't turn to answer them.
Yeah.
You know, my Yoruba culture says something. He said, no matter how many years of lies flying or has traveled, one day of truth, the truth will catch up with him, with it.
Yes.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
I can endorse Pastor Sunday, and thank God I didn't hear all those lies before I was listening to him.
Yes.
Because later I
We
saw
heard.
one on his official page. I don't hear it because I tune to what I listen to what I want to listen to, and I determine what I want to do.
So-
because the Bible says, "Talk no ill of any man of God." That's
So-
the point.
so
And
now-
number two,
Yes.
Pastor Sunday is a true man of God, not because of what he's saying, he's living it.
Yes.
We saw it even to his private life when he's about to sleep, when he's even tired. I could see that on the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't pretend that. You can't dramatize that. You can't choreograph that. You can't choreograph children. The children speak lively. Nobody is telling them this is what to say. The wife is speaking lively. You people over there, you are speaking lively. Nobody tells you this is what to do it, how to do it,
No.
how to do it.
No.
You are not being teleguide.
Yeah. We're not micromanaged here. You know, that's wisdom. For you to even observe those things, I think is wisdom. And the person asking this, it's also a matter of time. So we can forgive you that you haven't actually seen or known Dr. Sunday for a long time. But it actually takes a short time for you to notice this. So whoever's asking that question, just give yourself time.
Yeah. Evan.
Keep coming, Evan. Keep coming.
Evan.
Any other question for me?
And Paul, let me reply to Evan to summarize what you have said. Is that Evan? Yes, you have asked if Pastor is trustworthy. He's trustworthy because we can see his life. He's not just talking. He is really proven by his life. This is what Paul also has confirmed, and it doesn't matter what other people are talking, people who do not know him. So you cannot talk about him if you don't know him. But if you want personally to know what Pastor is talking about, you have to go to drsundayadelajablog.com, go to his messages, and you will listen to what he's saying and knowing that this is how he lives, because he's not only saying you just got this confirmation, he's living like this.
Yes, and Paul and Evan, I just want to add to that, you shall know the truth. I think what Paul is saying is that you will know the truth yourself. When somebody speaks to you, somebody relates with you, and the way they relate to others,
yes,
and the way others that are around us people relate, it tells you who that person is. We are here, we're nobody, we're not blood relations, but we're sitting in the same chair that he sits. We do things, we eat together when we need to, we do things around him. We have the freedom to do whatever we want to do. There is no restriction. He's as open as a book, and he is his word. When he says something, he is that thing. He's not saying it and not living it. He's saying and living what he's saying, and it's very obvious because you guys can see. You would see my transition. You've seen Kate, over the last few years or months, a few months, and myself. I'm like a prime example. I'm living here. I didn't come looking like this or being like this.
Mayowa,
Yes, sir.
Mayowa,
Yeah.
I watch you. Mayowa, let me tell you something. There's a principle that have guided my life.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, Catherine, there's a principle that guided my life. What you don't understand, you don't condemn.
You don't?
You don't condemn.
Yes.
You need to understand, not a man who is mentioned DSA as if DSA is far away.
Yes.
As if it's somebody else. He's telling you that not about me, it's about Jesus.
Yes. Yes.
Get a relationship with him.
Yes.
Draw a line. Oh, I'm drawing a relationship. A man of God that moved me closer. And evidently, why would I not believe? He's not telling me come and sow a seed to my life. He's not telling me if you don't come to my church, I will curse you.
No.
He's not telling me if you don't do
He's
this,
far
if you don't
from
come to
that.
service, I hate you. You understand me? So he's showing the process he passed through. He's showing the process, but many people don't look at the process. They are looking at now.
So now,
I think some people
now what
have
we
to look at the process.
Paul, now what we can do, we can learn the principles that Pastor is teaching, because he's living with these principles, and we will be able to also live the life like he lives. So let us give other people also opportunity to call in. So, and we will discuss then a next topic, next point statement. It was really a pleasure and blessing from you to hear. And now we have 2 points for Nigeria, 2 points for London.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mayowa,
Yes.
what do you think about assurance? What is assurance? The word assurance, what does it mean?
Assurance is a definitive, definite knowing. You're assured. You definitely know.
You don't have
guarantee.
doubt. You don't have doubt.
No doubt.
Like you don't have even thought of doubt.
No doubt. If anything comes your way that would doubt it, something is standing, which is assurance.
It doesn't
Standing
mean
for
you
you.
changed it. You checked it. Does it mean that you checked it so you are sure, like 100%?
Just-
Because I think assurance.
Just a minute, caller.
Who have joined?
Who have joined us? Calling us now. Who is this? 1 minute though. Oh God. We need to reduce that. We need to reduce maybe 10 away from the sound as well would help.
Live broadcast. You have to close live broadcast to speak us on the phone, and after you to return to live broadcast. Ufoma, you need to. I'm sorry, I said who is
You
this?
say I was gonna make it a surprise.
Oh.
Queen Ufoma.
Okay, so while you are arranging this, what you need to do is to close live broadcast, join for call, stay on the call until we tell you what is the statement that we're discussing, and then we will be able to hear from you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? And what do you want to share with us? So, assurance, for my understanding, is something that you like. There is no doubt, and I think you even checked it somehow, or just you cannot believe it like from, I don't know. You got just one point of reference. I think assurance is like you are insured because you have a lot of evidence or proof. This is what I think. But what do you think? Do you want to see a vocabulary?
Yes.
Okay, so Mayowa is watching vocabulary while I am reading you why I'm asking about assurance. So, assurance. So the next statement that Pastor did is assurance that you are unique, different, and special. Assurance that you are unique, different, and special.
Yeah.
It makes it makes your self-confidence.
Wow.
So assurance that you are unique, different, and special. This is what makes you self-confident. Assurance that you are unique, special, and confident, and special and different. This is what makes you self-confident. What do you think about this?
Yes, I think it's absolutely pivotal. For you to know who you are, you have to have assurance. And let's define what assurance is according to the dictionary, which I actually didn't know that this is it. But it says a positive declaration intended to give confidence, a promise. So assurance is actually a promise to yourself. You're telling yourself, you've promised yourself. And if you can't promise yourself and tell yourself that this is who you are, then anyone can tell you anything. Just like the quote of Miles Monroe that Paul gave us, that if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your self-worth, other people will tell you what you are not. So this assurance is you knowing and telling yourself, the promise to yourself that you are worthy, that you know from your creation, you know from your land, from your basis, that you, regardless of what anybody says, that is a promise that must be fulfilled daily.
So how do you know your difference? How do you know? Because assurance is a positive declaration, right? Like knowing from where. How do you know your difference? What's your difference? How do you know it?
Okay. How do we know
your uniqueness, your difference? How
Yes.
do you know what are you different in?
I think first of all, you need to accept and be certain that you're different from everybody.
Okay.
That the person that created you doesn't create copies. Last week, you can remember that Dr. Sunday was saying that God is not mass producing. It's not a product that is mass producing. He's producing us individually. He's putting in us something different from the other person. That is why your DNA is different from another person's DNA. Even if you're identical twins, you would have difference in your DNA. So knowing that alone, it should be enough for you to run with, that you're different.
What about other differences? Like someone can be complaining about his shape of the body. The difference like this is that, like people can use this as assurance for their self-confidence.
Yes, and I think it's important. It also goes back to the fact that the person that created you, the creator, the master creator, created you individually. He didn't create you using a tape measure of who this last person is or somebody from before. No, he's doing it based on you. And part of you loving God and knowing God is loving who you are, loving the shape that he gave you, loving the size that he gave you, that you're tall or short, that those things are part of his instrument for your purpose. So if you know that, because you know that he created you, he took his time to create you as you are. So when you see those things, you're not going by the measurement of the world or the society or your community. You're going by the measurement of the knowledge of your creator, that creator has a better knowledge than the human beings that are making those decisions.
Let me be a devil's advocate.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you, did God know that I will be born in this century?
Yes.
Did he know what will be the
Yes,
fashion?
yes. He said before you were born, I knew you.
All right, if he knew what will be the fashion, okay, why he knew that the fashion will be 90, 60, 90, okay, 2 meters long, and this will be a beauty for this time. Why he didn't create for this time all people 2 meters long, 90, 60, 90?
No, he didn't have to do that because he created the person that made that decision. If you go back to one of Dr. Sunday's videos about fashion, about colors, it is another person that was created by God that decided that this is how it should be. 1960. It's not God.
So God doesn't want to confirm to one person.
No, he created me
Why?
too. I need to confirm to them that is now 2020, not 1960.
So God doesn't want to confirm to people's opinions about...
God does not conform. He will never conform to what society says.
That's why he's keeping creating people in the shape that he thinks is beautiful.
And you have to accept that for you to know who you are. You have to appreciate how God has created you, what is done for you already. That he knows that this is part of your purpose. This is part of your uniqueness. You are the one that have to embrace. He's not the one that have to embrace you because it's giving you everything right from the beginning before you were born. So he doesn't need to come and bend to you. You need to just understand that this creator of mine, he knows what is right. Yes, Dr. Sunday spoke last week that if there's something, maybe you are having difficulties breathing, and God has also created people with knowledge and wisdom that can help you to breathe very well and adjust any part to make it right, to make it more comfortable for you. Go ahead and make that. Don't suffer and say, oh, my hand is like this, but it can be repaired, or it can be, something can be done.
But God created me like this, let me remain like this.
Yes, God created you like that, but he also created people that have wisdom and knowledge to help you.
So except of creating you with hand like this, God also created you with brain.
Yes, and he created you with free will.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay, so what our guest is thinking about this? I will repeat what is the statement. So the statement is assurance that you are unique, different, and special makes you self-confident.
Good afternoon, Ifoma. Queen Ifoma, how are you today? It's such a pleasure to be talking. Oh, it's another queen, sorry. We greet queens like this, like Queen Elizabeth.
But you have to smile, it's smile.
We need to hear where Ifoma is calling from, and also about your first encounter with Dr. Sunday before we go to the questions.
Speaker.
Hello, Ifoma.
And I'm calling from London.
London!
2-3. Nigeria 2, London 3.
With Pastor Sunday was... I started listening to Pastor Sunday in July last year.
Lots of July babies.
Yeah, July. So and I got hooked, and my life has never been the same. Since then, it's been a journey of transformation and renewal for me. Ever since I first met Pastor Sunday. So yeah.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're just listening to you because it sounds like music to my ears. It's like you're rhyming. My life has never been the same. It's right. Oh, it's just rhyming. So I'm just leaving you to talk. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm quite excited about this topic, even though I wasn't on the live broadcast last week, but listening to it was just so exciting. I was just jumping and just celebrating, the line of thought that I was listening to. And of course, this question you just asked, about the assurance of your being, of your being special, unique, and different, being the basis of your self-confidence. It's true. For me, the strongest reference point is the love of God.
Wow.
Having an encounter with knowing God and receiving His love in your life, it changes everything. Because for me, your sense of worth is magnified by the weight of the sacrifice that Christ had to pay for you. When you realize that you were worth His death, when you realize that you were worth His blood, shedding His blood, when you realize how much He had to suffer just to have you saved, that should make you really happy. That should really make you that should make you feel special. I think I should use it. It should make you feel special. And I tell myself that I'm special enough that He had to come down. I'm special enough that He had to sacrifice Himself on the cross. I'm special enough for Him to die. And He said, I am accepted in the beloved.
Wow.
So if I'm accepted with him, then it doesn't matter who likes me or who doesn't like me.
Wow.
I know I am accepted with Christ. He loves me.
Wow.
He
Wow.
found me worthy enough to die. And that gives me that sense of being special, that sense of, and the other thing is about being aware of your difference. I think the greatest problem I see most times is that people are afraid to be different. And because of that,
is Ufoma working with young ladies?
No, yes.
Ufoma, are you working with young ladies?
I'm working with young ladies, and this topic is what we're going to be dealing with.
Do they suffer from when they are different? When they understand that they are different, do they suffer from it?
A lot of young people and even adults, they suffer because they don't want to be different. That is the problem.
But
And
difference is their gift, you know, and they don't want this gift.
And I think
they don't want
Ufoma,
it, because they just feel that if A is like this, why should I be different from A? I'd rather be like A. And I think it's also stemmed from that sense of the lack of self-worth. When you don't have worth for yourself, when you don't value what you have and who you are, then you don't want to be different. You are afraid to stand out. You are afraid to be pointed as different. And because of that, that is why you see, they like to congregate, they like to copy, they like to be like, if A is doing something, even when they know that it is not what they believe in.
So if they don't even know, if they even know that it's not worth of it, they still choose to confirm. We hope it will be resumed. The call will be resumed.
I think it will be. And Ifoma raised a lot of points there, and one thing that I don't want to be.
My network is not very good.
It's okay. We understand. It's okay. I'm just referring to what you said in terms of people, young people especially, and adults as well. They don't want to be different, and this is the problem. This is a fundamental problem that needs to be addressed. That being different is the actual good thing about
it's
you.
The best thing
it's the best thing
you.
About you. Don't accept that you need to be like somebody or you need to do things the way other people do. And even people that don't want to be, who wants to be free and happy, they would even tell you that you're not doing things in a certain way. Because everybody has just been engrossed in that fact that this is how things should be done. But it's not how it should be done. And we all do it. I think I should speak to myself too, because we also tell our children that, why don't you be like your sister? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?
Why are you not normal?
So those things as well that we do, we hearers here, that we're agreeing that we should all be unique. We should stop it. We should cut it out because we all do it.
We should stop trying to make people same with other people.
Yes, or be like us.
Yes,
or agree with us.
Yeah, or even agree with us, because people that they cannot agree with us. If they will agree, they will lose everything in their lives.
Yes, they will lose what they are. And especially with children, I'm really grateful that it's Ifoma that's calling today, because she sees a lot of young people, at least young girls. And it's important to let them know that, yes, it's almost like an automated thing in us where we're saying, why don't you be like that? Be careful with those words, because those words is saying that what you are is not right.
It's not right. It's not enough.
You can say something is not right that somebody is doing, but you cannot say why is it that you are like this. You can say, oh, it's not good to swear.
I have question to Ufoma. One question for Ufoma. You know these young girls and their problems and their dreams, and you know also who are their idols. Now, my question to you. Am I right to think that those girls, although they don't want to be different, they are selecting to be their idols and role models those people that are different and who found their difference and emphasize their difference and even build their careers on their differences?
That's a very good point Kate has just made, that even though these young people don't want to be different, they are identifying with role models like superstars that have developed their difference to be on the platform that they are on. So do they know that? They even identify that as young people.
Do they identify that the people are really different?
They don't, and that is what we are trying to teach them. That those people they are looking up to.
They don't.
Who they are.
They don't.
A lot of them don't. those people. But the truth is that even if you are celebrating their success, you can't be like them. There is something unique about you that can also make you stand out and be a model just like them.
Wow, that's really, wow. I'm surprised that they don't see that.
A lot of them don't, because you want to copy somebody because you feel it's a model. But what if you don't have the same attributes? If they are not your style, you could like somebody, but it doesn't mean you want to be like them. Because if you don't have the same attributes, if you don't have the same uniqueness that they have, you will lose yourself in trying to copy them.
Yeah, so you are. It means that you are focusing on someone's difference and you lose your own difference.
Losing your own, yes. So that's what we try to make them see, that there is something in you that can also make you stand out in life. And you be focused enough on yourself, celebrate yourself enough to recognize that you can also be that model for somebody else, and not try to be like them. Don't copy people, be an original.
So what do we need to form? What do we need to see our differences? Do you, what ideas do you have? How we can find our differences?
Yeah, for you to discover your difference is just taking a very good, it's like self-examination. For me, there were things that I grew up just realizing, looking around me, and just being, embrace the differences you see, embrace the how will I say, that you cannot do somebody else, what somebody else is doing. It does not make you odd. And I remember sharing also that sometimes the pressure, you face is what makes us not to embrace the difference that is clear, that we can see. Because we feel that people will judge us as being odd. They will think that you are being too, maybe you feel that you have too much of a self-worth. And because of that, you want to deny yourself of the difference.
Can you have too much of self-worth? Can you have too much? Is it possible to have too much of self-worth?
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible to have too much self-worth.
Good.
I don't think so.
That's our answers exactly as well. It's not, and my thing is that in fact, if you have self-worth, it doesn't make you arrogant. It doesn't make you prideful. It makes you know who you are, and also to be able to, if you can identify yourself with somebody that has self-worth, you know how to respect other people. You would also know how to balance that, to respect their self-worth and know that they are of value too. So you knowing your self-worth doesn't take anything away from other people, and it shouldn't take anything away from you. You should always be a value.
Yeah, your self-worth actually helps you to also value people.
Yes.
Because if you don't value yourself, you can't value somebody. If you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else.
Wow, brilliant.
So it's important that you have a sense of worth for yourself and a sense of value. That helps you to relate better with people and also appreciate people and the differences that they have in themselves.
Wow.
Thank you, Ufoma.
Thank you so much.
And greetings.
So I just want to end it here by saying that difference is good, and I was glad when Pastor was saying that difference is divine. And there is this song that said, "Dare to be a Daniel." Daniel was different in the land of Babylon, and he stood out in the midst of persecution. So I said, dare to be different, because in your difference is your uniqueness.
Wow.
Okay, Ufoma, thank you so much for sharing. But I have a question to you. What are your differences?
Okay.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Well, what are those differences that you really identified as your, unique?
It's not actually tough. It's just a surprise that Kate is asking that, because I wasn't even aware of that. But go ahead. It's not tough because I already know a lot of difference about her.
My difference for me is I know that I have this sense of what I know that I'm unique. I don't like to do things the way everybody else does it, and I don't believe that because you are doing something, I should do it. And I've grown up with that. I remember even being in school and in my fellowship, I suddenly realized that they were all getting engaged. And they were kind of matchmaking me. And I said, I don't believe in that. If that is what you're doing, I cannot be involved. And I'm able to stand up for myself and for what I believe.
So
and
you could say no easily. You could easily say no.
I can say no.
Yeah, so it's your difference.
Identify your values. I identified my values very early, and that makes me, I can say no. Even as far as dressing up, doing anything is concerned, I know that it is me. I always tell myself that it is not the clothes wearing me, I am the one wearing the clothes.
Wow.
It is not the clothes wearing me.
So it's that sense of value, the things that I know that what made me different. And
Wow.
growing up as a young girl, my sister trying to make me be like her. I said, no, I cannot be like you. Even though I know you love me and you want to dress me up in a particular way, that is not my style. And I don't do things out of my style. I just believe that I'm unique and I conform to that which suits me instead of what suits somebody else.
Wow. That's thank you for that. Thank you for sharing this. Somebody just wrote people about bullies causing an 8-year-old to commit suicide, which is really sad. But this also it's a good reason and a good time to also thank you for what you're doing with the young girls. It's a marvelous thing.
We need to read it for Ufoma.
Yes, Ufoma, I'll read it to you. But just before I do that, just to say, it's a great job that you're doing. Congratulations and thank you also for, just even having that mindset to do that. Because a lot of people have the mind to do it, but
never started.
Yeah, they never start. And also they're thinking, okay, I can't be bothered. Young people is such a hassle. And then there's all these laws and things that you have to deal with. Why should I have to deal with it? I have my own children. So well done. I just want to celebrate you for that. But before you go, I want to say also that somebody just wrote here saying, Vivian wrote that bullying has caused many teens and recently an 8-year-old to commit suicide because of no self-worth has been taught to them. This is so sad. Just at 8 years old.
8 years
yes.
old.
And that's why I asked about the age when Elizabeth was talking about the son, because I was thinking, what's the relevance of asking the age? But I just want to let people know that even at a very young age, people do have challenges. And if an 8-year-old can be under so much pressure to commit suicide, this is not a joke. We need to really deal with this at very young, at the grassroots of when they bury at the foundation. We need to deal with this. So thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So we move on.
All right, so we have another statement. I think maybe it will be the last statement because I don't know if you noticed, but it's already almost 2 hours. We are 15:52 now.
Ooh.
So it means that we have 8 minutes left, and we just covered 3 points. Basically, we used different statements, but only 3 points that Pastor was given last time. So I think that the topic is very deep and we cannot cover it in 2 hours because it was just 2 hours to give it to you last time. So you have to go later to recordings and review this topic because there are a lot of things to pick up from there. And the next statement is, God has desired you to put, God has decided to put you where you are, and
so never.
Yeah, so God has decided to put you where you are, to make you as you are, so you should never doubt about your worth. So what do you think about this? That God has decided to put you where you are, I mean, in which family you are, in which circumstances, or what, not circumstances, the environment you are. And because sometimes we say like, why this happening to me?
Here? Why am I born to this crazy family?
Yes. So God has decided, because this will shape you in some way. This also, even your family, even your neighbors, even your surrounding, it will shape you. It will make you different. Two people that are growing up in different environment, and they were people which playing with people's lives I've seen some experiments, that they were taking people from one environment and from another environment and then changing places to them. And they could see like this environment is shaping this person. So it means that because we are in different environments, in different families, in different circumstances, we are shaped differently, all of us. And this makes us totally unique person. For example, Pastor Sunday, his circumstances where he was growing. He was sharing this in his in the first live broadcast on this series on self-esteem. So, with what circumstances he had.
We got you. We'll come to you in a minute.
So I think that everything that we have in our life, we have to be grateful for it, because this is how we became who we are. Maybe we are not satisfied yet with who we are, and we struggle with self-esteem, but still, at least being at this place, it was possible just because God has placed us there where we were, and this makes us unique. And this is also why we should never doubt about our worth. We just need to be able to identify our differences, to identify our uniqueness, and celebrate these things.
Well done. Right. What I also want to say about that is that where we're from, or the background that God decided to place us, where it's a springboard as well. We should always remember that God doesn't make any mistake at all.
Yes,
so your creator did not
exactly.
make mistake. However, if you're in somewhere like Dr. Sunday, he was from this Idomila place, and he wasn't in good condition, he wasn't great, but it doesn't take anything away from what his future would be. That doesn't, in fact, it added to it. It was a springboard, all his experience in life. And that's what attracted me to him, because he didn't take his experience as negative. He didn't even, when he was complaining about it, was when he didn't know anything. But he used it, he turned everything around and used it positively. So, first of all, God did not make a mistake. That land that he's giving you, that land that you are, of knowing that you're worthy, is absolute. There's no doubt about it. He didn't make a mistake.
It doesn't matter who are your parents. Are you rich?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter who gave birth to you. Those things are just passages that you're going, passages to who you are.
It even contributes to building your character in some way.
Yes, it doesn't matter what I mean is, it doesn't matter in a negative way.
Yeah.
But it would contribute to who you are, obviously, the knowledge that you have, the understanding that you have. But you can turn everything around. So if that environment, don't say, oh, this is the environment and then I'm stuck with it and this is how God created me. No, you are then a creator. As soon as you're created by a creator, you're also a creator. So you can create new environment. Dr. Sunday creates an environment for us here. That's why somebody like me comes here and I stayed. That's why other people are coming here for a period of time. So you can create an environment for yourself. You have to live from the inside, not from what is going on around you, but from what you are, what you know that you are. So you're already a creator. You are a creator. So don't let us wait. Without further ado, we've got another queen here. I wonder where she's calling from. So she's going to talk to us now. I'm really looking forward to it. So who is our caller?
This is Lisa from the United States.
Yay!
So
we
have 2 points for Nigeria,
represent.
3 points for London, 1 point for USA.
USA! You! So, you know what? It seems like we've got 3 continents there. Africa
and Ukraine, 4 continents.
Oh yeah, well Europe.
Continent.
No,
yeah, sorry.
3 continents.
Yeah,
Africa, Europe, and we've got America.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, Lisa, welcome. So tell us about yourself and how you encountered Dr. Sunday Adelaja before we start with your comments.
Okay. Actually, we met Pastor Sunday about 10 years ago in Tennessee.
Wow.
And he was teaching the very same things he teaches now. I mean, that's one thing I noticed right away was his message have never changed.
Consistent.
Increased, just the depth and the deepness of the teaching have increased, but his message was the same. He was teaching how to stop working for Uncle Sam and, getting off the merry-go-round and,
wow.
Back then I just didn't get it.
Oh.
I didn't get it.
Well, thank God.
Lisa, it's normal because everything that Pastor is teaching, I'm getting like in 2 years. From what I have observed, I'm really getting it in 2 years.
Only in the last 2 years you're getting it. But Kate has been...
No, I don't say for last 2 years. When, let's say, Pastor is preaching this today, I'm getting this in 2 years from this point, of this moment. Yeah, it doesn't. It's so deep that I cannot. I cannot
You're
understand.
taking 2 years to get
to
it.
understand it.
Oh, okay. That's what Katie's saying. Katie's saying that she's taking 2 years to understand what else. So with you, Lisa, if you're thinking 10 years is like a lot, you're far away from him. Kate lives with him. Kate is here.
So we are listening to you.
Yes. I was just coming off of what you were talking about, why you're born into your family, and a couple of the messages that I had started taking notes on were in the calling series, like your calling's buried in your background and life experience.
Yeah.
So he really talked about that, and the example he gave that really stood out was, of course, he said God not only knew your background, but he arranged it.
Yes.
You're there for a reason. And he talked about the orange, and he said you don't just take an orange and put it in a cup and expect juice to come out. You have to apply pressure.
Yeah.
To
I
get
remember.
the goodness of that orange out. And and he talked last time about how to change your reference points from a negative to a positive.
Wow.
So many of us get hung up in what happened to us as a child, and so as it applied to me, looking at the things that happened to me in my life, like I was, molested and different things, and it put inside of me that, the unworthiness, you feel unworthy, all the different things, and how it have manifested itself in my life. I'm 45 years old, but to have the ability to turn that into a positive,
The power, the
using that
authority.
platform, turning it around, and then how do you reach other people in that same situation? And say, God made a way for you to be free from that feeling. You are worthy. You are loved. And there's a reason and a purpose that God put you in that situation. And so,
This
for
is
me,
brilliant.
it's been, just an unraveling of negative feelings. And, I'm kind of getting back to the Lisa I was before everything.
Yay.
Being unique and, being yourself. And,
Wow.
your calling is just whatever God put in you. So, that's different. But, you talk about your differences and, what makes you different. It's whatever you love. So one of the things that I've been doing is going to a local coffee shop, and it kind of have transformed how, typically in the church we want to go out and evangelize people and talk to them about God and those types of things. So when I began tapping into Pastor Sunday through, my pastor is Vivian Taylor, so I'm going to give her a shout out. She's listening.
Wow.
She's commenting. And
Hello, Pastor Vivian.
So we have a unique, I feel.
Oh,
very
Pastor
unique
Vivian
church.
is writing something about you. Lisa is very smart, and she gets things done. Woo-hoo! That's what we're talking about.
Thank you. So I've been going to the coffee shop and just asking people, like, is there something that you always loved to do as a child? Are you doing it? Why or why not?
Wow, that's
And
such
so
a
the
that's such a
difference for me-
profound question, to ask
Yeah,
people
it really
that.
makes people open up, and because everybody loves to talk about themselves.
Yes.
And so before it was more like preaching to them or trying to tell them something. Now it's about listening to them
Wow.
and just causing them to think about, what is that thing that I love to do? And if I'm not doing it, why am I not doing it? Why am I in this job that I'm in instead of doing what I love to do? Or, so I just met just the uniqueness of changing how you approach people. And that's been one of the greatest things that I've gotten out of listening to Dr. Sunday is to acknowledge the difference in other people and just giving them the space and the opportunity
You were like
to share it.
you were like building a platform for them to discover themselves. Because
Right.
if you wouldn't ask this question, they might not be even stopping in their lives to ask these questions to them. This is very nice. So you were like celebrating with them their differences in this way.
Yeah, because sometimes people go along and they don't even think like, you know, one funny story that I share to people sometimes is when I was a kid, I had a list of like 10 things that I wanted to be when I grew up. But I always remember the top 5, and it was like teacher, brain surgeon. I wanted to be a dancer, a private detective, or a ninja. You know, so they're funny.
But they're good stuff.
Yeah, they're funny, but when you're becoming, working with God, then you become a detective. You are becoming a brain surgeon. You become a teacher. You become everything.
And one thing I also noticed about everything that you mentioned is like helping other people to be the best that they can be.
Exactly.
And you're defending people. So that says a lot to me about you. Is that you want to defend people, you want to protect them, you want to teach them, you want to repair them as well. So that's a lot. That's a lot, and you can still do all of those things.
Church, I used to say, I'll chop your ear off and pray for you later. So yes, I'm a fighter.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful. You know what, Lisa, I have a question to you. Question is that, do you think that knowing self-worth will help people to go through all difficulties and circumstances they have in their lives?
Definitely. I mean, once you tap into that self-worth, it changes your whole outlook. Like, so no matter what comes against me, I know who I am. I know that I'm better. I know God has my back. I know God loves me. So when I now go through something, it's not gonna take away from who I am. It's not gonna take away from who I am because I have self-confidence.
So it means that as early you find out your self-worth, as easier you will go through all difficulties, all circumstances you have in your life, and it will not even matter in what place you were born, in which family, in which circumstances. It will not matter if you just know your worth.
Wow, that is so deep. Oh my God.
Another thing on the line of that is, I don't know if you've seen the movies Kung Fu Panda.
No, I haven't. Have you seen it?
The second movie, they're animated films, but it's something that it kind of captured me, and it's a story of a panda whose parents got killed, and he was adopted, and he was taken in, but he became the greatest rescuer of the land of China. I mean, it's a cartoon.
No.
But anyway, the fact is that he was an imperfect panda, but the thought I got out of it was, no matter where you come from, you have a great destiny. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. I've seen this cartoon. I
You
love
have?
it. Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
What we do is, my father, when I come to him, he has like bunch of cartoons to show me, and we are watching and discussing. And this cartoon I've seen 2 parts. I think there is a third one. I didn't see the third
You're
one yet.
right, there is a third one.
And the idea
But the
is that
second one really tells the story. Is
that
what really ever captured me.
yeah, exactly. The guy,
It reminded me so.
the panda who was he had low self-confidence, and everything was showing that he is not like others, and this saved the whole
right.
China.
Wow.
Yay.
Right, he did.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Lisa, you've taught us a
few weeks
lot.
ago, yes.
Thank you so
A
much
few
for
weeks ago,
sharing.
when Pastor Sunday shared his story, really, it was like hearing it for the first time again, although even 10 years ago, he shared a Lo Runwan, how he was brought up. But that first, when he talked about timidity and the courage,
Yeah.
I mean, it just captured me. It just captured me again, and I think, Kate, you said, how could we even, be timid after hearing his story?
Exactly.
And feel like, who are we? How does our background
Yes.
compare to that? But
You see, that's empowering.
it's amazing, because I've often heard Pastor Sunday say, because I was rejected, I can never reject anyone.
Yeah. And you see how he turns that around, where some people are rejected and they will say, I behave in this way because this is how I was brought up, or this is how I was.
Yes.
And that's the excuse that you get all the time. In my house, they used to do this, so that's why I do this. But he turned it around, and he made it a positive. So even though he was rejected, he's saying, I will never reject anybody because I know how it feels to be rejected. So that's amazing. We are running out of time, Lisa, but it's been such a pleasure talking to you today, and all the other people that we've talked to as well. We've talked to America, Lisa, we've talked to England, we've talked to 3 England, so England wins hands down all the time. And then we talked to Nigeria. Nigeria wins because this is what we say about Nigeria.
The last will be first.
The last can be first. Like, they can be first.
Might beat the other 2-3 callers.
Okay, all right, I'll agree because you're on the line right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa. You're so amazing. Thank you so much. Take care.
Evan is writing if we can have some more time. You can join next session, which will be actually questions with Mayowa, which will be at 9 o'clock Kiev time, 7 o'clock UK time. Not sure which is US time.
Yeah, it depends on Eastern or the.
But you can check according to UK time. So and 5 o'clock UK time or 9 o'clock Kiev time, you will be able to. 7 o'clock Kiev time or 5 o'clock UK time, you can join testimonies from Russian, Ukrainian people who want to share with you what Pastor did in their lives. So we will finish this live broadcast, but you can join in like 2 in how many hours?
There's another one at 7 here, so that's just that's just under 3 hours. Because it's past 4 now here. So Evan, it's been a pleasure being with you as well. It's so nice that you put this statement. I just have so much fun with you. I could do this all day. That is really gladdens our heart. We enjoy doing this as well, Kate.
Yes, it was very nice talking to you guys. I think we have empowered each other by sharing our thoughts, because I think that thoughts are making us richer. So you shared your thoughts, they made us richer.
Thank you so much, guys. Again, it's been a pleasure. I hope to see you later. So join us. First, we have the 7 p.m. Ukraine time with the Ukrainian/Russian people. And then with Dr. Sunday will be here. Not to worry, he will be here. And then we have another one at 9 p.m. Ukraine time, which is 7 p.m. UK time. I'm not sure of the other times of the world, but check it out. You can either use UK time or you can use Ukrainian time to check it out wherever you are, what time it will be. But it's 9 p.m. Ukrainian time. Join me and Dr. Sunday. I will be asking you questions that you send to me. So don't forget to send your questions. You can actually write some questions here. And your way to identify your question quickly is to write Q and a colon and then your question. So that way we can extract your question quickly and be able to ask Dr. Sunday. And remember, the question you ask is related to him, because all this month is about Dr. Sunday as he is turning 50. Hooray! I can't keep calm. It's Dr. Sunday's birthday.
Don't forget to share this video, because I think we have a lot of things to share to your friends, so they will be blessed with this. Don't forget to share. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.